Hello, everybody, and thanks again for tuning in to Sports on WAA. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sports on WAA is the name. Come follow us. Get down with the crew. Become a member of the crew. Sports on WAA. Like, comment, and subscribe. But today we're going to talk about some of these trade rumors that we're hearing with the Los Angeles Lakers. As you see, I was sitting here brainstorming about them. So let's go through this brainstorm about some of these trade rumors that we're hearing about the Los Angeles Lakers. We have DeMar DeRozan as one. We have Damian Lillard as another, and Kemba Walker are the names that we keep hearing. Clearly, they want to move off of Kyle Kuzma, who they paid this year, but they're going to use that, that favorable contract that they happen to get with Kyle Kuzma to move off of the young talent. Kyle Kuzma is 25 years old, and they want to bring in one of these veteran guys who could help them win a championship. But before I get into the breakdown of those three guys, let's talk a little bit about the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, they won the finals the previous year. Winning it in the bubble, was somewhat of a favorite that season. And they did pretty well, And the only team that they were kind of worried about, I guess, was the team that the Clippers put together over there with Kawhi and Paul George and those boys. But the Lakers had a pretty deep team, and I think that helped them out a lot in making the finals and actually winning the chip. Rondo was a big help off the bench. Dwight Howard with his defense and his presence. And I thought that they should have actually brought that team back, at least most of those guys. Obviously they still had Morris on board. Morris, quiet but effective kind of guy. And then Morris, potentially, I believe he's a free agent this year. We'll see if they bring him back. I think he's a nice fit with these guys. I think Alex Caruso was a nice fit. I believe he's a free agent this year as well. So we'll see. But again, it looks like the Lakers are trying to shake their lineup again like they did at the beginning of last season. They brought in Montrezl Harrell, They brought in Marc Gasol. I don't know why they brought his slow behind in. But, hey, he's still a smart player. I just think he's well past his prime. But, hey, bigs are in demand as well. But he was no replacement for a guy like Dwight Howard. Clearly not. And I really feel, we all know AD should really be playing center in today's basketball league, but he doesn't want to do it. He's the money man. He's a money man on the team. And, he's really tight with LeBron. And he's also, a superstar. So superstars get to make their own calls sometimes. Frank Vogel, decent coach, but he's not going to be that kind of voice of a guy who's going to be able to say, no, you're doing this. But that's the Los Angeles Lakers in a nutshell. Let's go over these three guys. So first, of course, Damian Lillard, superstar, one of the top 3 point guards, maybe even player in the league. I mean, that would be crazy to see Damian Lillard play alongside with LeBron. But the only unfortunate is I believe they both kind of need the ball, especially LeBron at this stage where he's more of a facilitator. I think LeBron needs the ball, Damian Lillard needs the ball. But if you can get a superstar, you know how that goes. Put another superstar team together. We know the Warriors are going to come back healthy. We see what the West is year after year. Kawhi will be back. I assume he'll be back with the Clippers. You're going to need superstars to win in the West. This year to me is a bit of an anomaly year. Again, you have 2 small markets who made it to the finals. Injuries play a role every single year. LeBron even, whether you agree or disagree, he does have a point that injuries played a big role this year. And we'll see the results of that with this year's NBA Finals. But shout out to those 2 teams as they battle it out. But I spoke about those in other videos. So Damian Lillard, if you can get him, that's a no-brainer. However, I don't see the Los Angeles Lakers pulling off a deal to get Damian Lillard. That's not happening. Let's stop it. Wishful thinking. Moving on. DeMar DeRozan. Matter of fact, let's say DeMar DeRozan for last. Let's get into Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, 31 years old, pretty solid point guard. Especially when he was the man. He was the man in Charlotte. We saw him play really well, earned himself the big contract that Boston signed him to. But as Boston does, they moved off of him quickly. Only 2 years in a Boston uniform, and now he's playing in OKC, which we know they're just trying to get picks and move themselves into the draft and build into the draft like they did with KD, Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, obviously. So who knows? OKC might be in the mix in another 3 to 4 or 5 years. They are doing a process like Philly did. We already know. Shout out to them. Hope they make it. But yeah, Kemba Walker, older point guard who's injured a lot and he's undersized. You tell me if that gets you to the finals, LeBron, or Los Angeles fans, or anybody who can watch and analyze sports like we do here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like that plug right there. Yeah. So watching and analyzing, I don't think Kemba Walker gets you there, Lakers. I'm sorry. Kemba Walker looks good. That's one of those paper wins. You win with signing him on paper or trading for him on paper, excuse me. But I don't think Kemba Walker is the key to getting you to either at least getting you to the finals or securing your chance at winning a finals. You know, we seen what Kemba did with Boston. Didn't work out. He was there to replace Kyrie. Boston seems to always have these problems around the point guard position, especially since they no longer had a Rondo type player who was a facilitator. You know, especially in his Boston days, he was nothing but a spectacular facilitator and could attack the basket, you know, break down defenses and attack the basket, decent handle guy. So, yeah, I don't think that Kemba Walker is the answer. He can break down defenses a little bit, get you some scoring, but he's older now, more injury prone, and we just don't see that out of Kemba Walker in this late in the game. Kemba Walker, yes, he would be a third option on that team, but you got Dennis Schroeder, or at least, I believe they got Dennis Schroeder, or they should be re-signing Dennis Schroeder. You might as well stick with that. I mean, you're not that far off, and Dennis Schroeder's a lot younger, so yeah, stick with that guy. So moving on. DeMar DeRozan, I wanted to save him for last. So DeMar DeRozan is a solid player. Solid two guard, which is definitely a need for the Lakers. They need a two guard. I know they have KCP, but KCP, let's be honest, should be coming off the bench. KCP will be a nice little spark off the bench. DeMar DeRozan, who would create his own shot, that would be a nice fit. But again, does DeMar DeRozan playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, does that get you to the finals, and does that secure your finals? Would you trust DeMar DeRozan taking that last shot? We know he's not really that great of an efficient shooter. DeMar DeRozan can definitely finish, and I don't think I think he's pretty decent with the basketball. You know, he doesn't really make bad decisions, or at least we don't see that because he's had decent coaches with Toronto, and he had, you know, obviously playing playing for Greg Popovich. You know, we don't really see too many mistakes out of DeMar DeRozan, but I don't think DeMar DeRozan also gets you there. DeMar DeRozan is another win on paper. You're doing a lot better than You're doing better than Kemba Walker, but it's no Damian Lillard, not even close. And it's just a name. You know, you're just grabbing a name. And we know that's what the Lakers do. But if you really, really want to secure and play through a long playoffs, I don't think DeRozan is the guy. I will give him this, just like I would give Lillard the credit that DeRozan at least stays for the most part healthy. But he's getting up there too. Damn, I don't know DeRozan's age at this point, but he has to be either 30 or turning 30, you know, or over 30. We'll see. He has to be around Kemba Walker's age. So, yeah, I don't think DeRozan is the win. That's the win in the offseason, but that's not the win you're looking for. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You were just removed from the finals, just removed from being champions. So DeMar DeRozan doesn't get you there. Now, there's one other guy, you know, speaking of DeRozan, who gets you there, and he actually was a teammate of DeRozan. And I think that's the glue guy that the Lakers need. And that guy is Kyle Lowry. Yes, you heard it here first on SPORTz on WAA. Don't forget to subscribe just on that alone. But I believe Kyle Lowry is the guy. Get Kyle Lowry on that Lakers team. A guy who can give you some defense at that position. A guy who can hit some shots. A guy who's not scared of the big game. Who's also a champion. You put Kyle Lowry, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis together. And now you're talking about a team that I would like to see. And a team that I could say could win the NBA Finals, at least get them there. And you could trust Kyle Lowry game after game. If you ask me, Kyle Lowry is a poor man's Chris Paul. You know, at this point, he's a poor man's Chris Paul. You could get Kyle Lowry on the low, bring him to that team. Maybe find a way to keep Kuzma. I don't know. Toronto's a very good office, a very good organization when it comes to trades and signing people. So maybe you might have to give up on some of that young talent like Kuzma. But if you can keep Kuzma coming off the bench and bring in a guy like Kyle Lowry, matter of fact, I'd trade Kuzma for a guy like Kyle Lowry if the mission is to win one more. And you bring that guy in and you got yourself a formidable team. That's the question mark I believe you should bring in. It's Kyle Lowry. You heard it here first on SPORTz on WAA. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I think it's Kyle Lowry. I think that's the guy that the Lakers should be going after. Who do you think it should be? This is your boy Rick. I'm out. Catch you guys on the next one.